Dozens of people tied to fentanyl and meth trafficking have been arrested in the last 24 hours, including an accused narco queen and her accomplices. KTLA's Jillian Smuckler live with the breaking details. Jillian.
Hi, Micah and Cher. Yeah, nearly 20 people were arrested during that massive drug raid here at MacArthur Park. And now some federal agents are actually blaming California policies for allowing those drugs to take over this area. Armored vehicles, helicopters, and heavily armed federal agents flooded MacArthur Park today as part of what authorities are calling Operation Free MacArthur Park.
Okay, guys, so we're going to be talking about a raid that happened at MacArthur Park in Los Angeles, a place where dope fiends and drug addicts are allowed to operate with autonomy. And where there are dope fiends and drug addicts, you know there are drug dealers. And obviously, there are extremely dangerous drugs. Fox News is the only mainstream media outlet that seems to have a desire to cover these stories, because obviously you can't depend on KTLA 5 or any of the Los Angeles news outlets to cover it because they're in bed with the Democrat Party. So let's tap into this.
Federal agents conducting a massive raid in Los Angeles, targeting what is described as just an open-air drug market. Matt Finn, very familiar with this area of Los Angeles. He has the details. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Dana. MacArthur Park is supposed to be a family park, but it's known for brazen drug use.
Nowhere near a family
gangs fight
park.
for control of it, MS-13 and their rival 18th Street Gang. I went to the historic park yesterday, just hours before the federal raid. I saw people getting high, and all around were people apparently doing what's called the fentanyl fold, when people's bodies fold in half while on fentanyl.
This is supposed to be a family park. Families. The administration of Los Angeles has allowed the park to be taken over by drug addicts and two warring drug cartels. Two warring Mexican drug cartels have taken over what's supposed to be a family park in Los Angeles, and the administration of the city and the administration of the state is telling you, hey guys, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. The biggest problem is Trump. It's ridiculous. It pisses me off that people would allow themselves to be governed by people who are all but telling them straight to their face, we don't give a damn about your safety. We don't give a damn about your kids' safety. We don't give a damn about your ability to make a life in your neighborhood and not be under constant threat from drug addicts and drug dealers. They don't care. But you'll sit up and bash the president, who's trying to doing everything he can to get rid of these people, as if that somehow is going to make your life better.
I also saw a young man hit the ground, go unconscious. He was revived by LA homeless workers who told him he overdosed, and they left him with boxes of Narcan. Now, shortly after that, 300 federal and local agents.
And you better believe that the Narcan is being paid for with the taxpayer dollars. I bet you he didn't quit. I bet he didn't have a come to Jesus moment and decide, I'm never using drugs again. He went right back to getting high.
Stormed the area. They cleared the park. They cut locks on storefronts where drug dealers allegedly stashed product, 6 businesses in total. The DEA tells me they did a 2-month undercover investigation and determined the Sinaloa cartel brings fentanyl and meth into Los Angeles, and it's sold and distributed from the park. 25 people are federally charged, including a female ringleader and her boyfriend associated with the 18th Street Gang.
And guess what? I bet you that you didn't know that Mexican drug cartels are operating with impunity in the city of Los Angeles. Mexican drug cartels, Sinaloa cartel, that's a big time drug cartel. And these are the packs of fentanyl. And let me ask you, you're saying Trump is the racist, white supremacy is the problem. Why do drugs coming from Mexico have swastikas drawn on them?
Now, in one stash house alone, 40 pounds of fentanyl was recovered. Street value, $8 to $10 million, the equivalent of 190,000 potentially fatal doses.
We're here today because California policies have failed. The policies of California to just let people use drugs open and notoriously with little to no criminal consequences is a failed experiment.
Now, this massive bus came just hours before a debate in the LA mayor's race, where each candidate, including current mayor Karen Bass, was asked yes or no on whether they would keep LA's program that hands out clean needles to users.
It's run by the city run needle program.
Right.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Councilmember Rahman?
No.
Mr. Pratt?
Absolutely no needles and pipes for drug addicts on the street.
And as far as addicts on,
And people think, Nithya Raman, the Indian lady who was on the right, people think, oh, she's compassionate. She's helping the drug addicts. No, she's helping the drug cartels. She's helping the drug cartels. She's giving their customers the tools they need to smoke fentanyl the right way, right? To smoke fentanyl more effectively. And your taxpayers are doing this. Your taxpayer dollars are being spent on helping dope fiends use drugs that they buy from the drug cartels. You fear the drug cartel, but you basically lay out the welcome mat for them. You set the table, put the plates down, put the forks, knives, and spoons around the plates, and then say, oh my God, I don't want the drug cartels here. I'm scared for my children. And then a lot of the members of the Hispanic population in LA, they will vote for things that allow the cartels to operate with impunity, all in the name of, oh, well, my auntie came over illegally, but she's a law-abiding citizen. But the same law that works to help her, the same lack of enforcement of the law that works to help her stay here, guess what? That same lack of enforcement of the law works to help the members of the cartels who are legally here stay here.
the street, the feds claim they're going to keep a law enforcement presence at this park. They say their guns are bigger than the drug dealers. Dana, Bill.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt. Be sure to like and subscribe for all.
The drug cartels don't want smoke. The drug cartels want to do business, get in and out. And if that means they just drop the drugs off and leave, they'll do that. What you need to do is get the addicts out of the park. That's the trick. A drug dealer can't sell drugs if he has no one to sell drugs to. And it's very hard to build a new customer base. Because if fentanyl is, removed, then that reduces the amount of people who try it for the first time. Cocaine, crack, meth, whatever. If it's not available, it's the law of supply and demand all over again. If there's no supply, people find something else to do. And I don't mean drugs. I mean, like, they might go get a library card or develop a hobby. A historic park in Los Angeles allowed to be overrun by Karen Bass and the administration of that city. Supposed to be a family park. Echo Park was the same way. They seem to have cleaned that up a bit, but I haven't been over there in a while. But the parks used to be places for families. When they built those parks, they said, we're building these parks so children will have a place to play safely. Now the parks are just hubs for crackheads, dope fiends, fentanyl abusers, and Mexican drug cartels. And you got people mad at the administration for blowing up drug boats. They're moving. They found 40 pounds of fentanyl, 190,000 doses of fentanyl that could, someone could overdose on. Drugs wrapped up and packaged and marked with swastikas. I mean, you got people in our country who don't even understand the gravity of this situation. but are doing everything to stop the situation from being addressed and dealt with effectively. It makes you pissed. It makes you want to pull out your hair thinking about the no good, degenerate-minded people who defend drug dealers, who defend people who hurt Americans, and drug addicts who make it impossible for your children to play at the park. I'm telling you, this country, sometimes I think if there weren't so many good people here, I would think we deserve exactly what we get, whatever we get. But I know there are good people here who know better and aren't out here trying to destroy their own country and their own state. And we got to fight back against these people. These people don't care about anyone. The only thing they care about, the only thing they honor or answer to is their knee-jerk reactions and their hyper-emotionalism. And we got to identify them, and we need to get them out of here or make sure that they never, they never rule the day. They never impact or have a consequential effect or impact on the lives of law-abiding citizens. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate everything you do for me in this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Till the next time, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.
Today's operation was a success.
Investigators say the operation targeted fentanyl and methamphetamine trafficking connected to the 18th Street gang and dealers operating in and around the park. Federal authorities say 18 people were arrested, with 25 defendants now facing federal drug distribution charges.
So phase one started last night. We were out here. We had identified dealers, sellers, drug distributors, and we started taking them into custody. Then phase two was early this morning. We executed 3 search warrants in and around the Southern California area. We're the mid-level suppliers. And then phase 3 was what we just had here today, which was a strong force to come out here to let the drug dealers know that we own this park.
DEA officials say search warrants were served across Southern California, including at businesses near the Alvarado corridor, where investigators say drugs were being stored and distributed. Federal prosecutors say authorities identified a South LA couple accused of supplying fentanyl and meth to dealers near the park.
Malali Marino Lopez and her boyfriend, Jackson Tarfour, were hand delivering drugs to the Alvarado corridor here across from MacArthur Park, and they were storing and stashing the drugs at the businesses you see across the street.
DEA officials say the crackdown is also part of a broader effort to prepare LA for upcoming global events.
We know that in LA, we have FIFA coming up. We have the Super Bowl coming up. We have the Olympics in 2028. And this needs to be done to clean our city up. We are going to be the showcase to the world, and we are going to make sure this city is clean, safe, and drug use is not going on.
And Dr. Oz also joined federal officials at today's press conference, calling the fentanyl crisis a matter of life and death.
I came here because we've got a real problem in Los Angeles. MacArthur Park, which is on the surface a very beautiful area, is becoming a cemetery. This city block behind us is owned by a foreign cartel, effectively, because they're doing business here without regard.
And those federal agents say today's operation is just the beginning, and they are warning drug dealers that more enforcement is coming to the park in the near future. Back to you.
Jillian, thank you.